Hello everyone. Welcome to Demo Days. It's been a hot minute since I streamed. Makai Agito just didn't inspire me to come back to it. And I let things go and I let things go. In between then and now, I installed Linux on my desktop and set up OBS, but didn't set up a stream for the longest time. So hopefully this is all going well and you can see the game and hear me properly and all of that. I did as much as I could to test it beforehand. I was surprised to find in the Next Fest demo there are quite a few dungeon crawlers and dungeon crawler adjacent games. And so I thought we'd work our way through some of the demos this week. Hey, Tino, can see you, can hear game, can hear you. Good. Let me know if I am redlining. It looks like I'm coming close, but not quite getting there. And all that. Under Linux, I've had quite a bit of trouble with my microphone. It's an Elgato Wave 3, and it's just not well supported by Linux. Hey, and Aaron, nice to see you. It's been a while. So yeah, I have something like 10 or 12 demos lined up in a possible web category. And the more things change, the more things stay the same. I'm still tongue-tied in a Steam category for possible streams. I wanted to check out this one first because they're doing something kind of akin to what I'm doing with my dungeon crawler, whereas I'm sort of adapting the old read a paragraph kind of books like Temple of Apshai and things like that, where that's how you get the color out of the dungeon, by being referred to a choose your own adventure style book. They're more directly adapting, as I understand it, a module, like a D&D module directly. And hope you see what I mean when we get started. So, I think that's about all the pre-stream business we've got. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Took 3 minutes to get through the 30-second ad. Twitch is on one this morning, apparently so. Hey, Shoujo. Hopefully the stream and everything is looking okay for you now. Let's go ahead and click new game. Let me know if the game is too loud, anybody, or if I'm too loud.
Nestled in the shadow of its imposing, now abandoned keep, sits the dwindling riverside village of Weepstone. But things were not always so. For in times gone by, a man from the east, known only as Raal, grew to power, waging a relentless campaign westward. After crossing the mountains into the kingdom of Talesworth, he established his seat of power and constructed a stronghold from which to oversee his lands. He called this stronghold Weepstone Keep. Many wondered what compelled this mysterious and seemingly unstoppable warrior to end his bloody campaign in this place. But the years were good to Weepstone and its people, their harvests unfailingly robust, and their industries the envy of neighbors both near and far. However, Raal would not live forever, and upon his death, his lands passed to his eldest son, Byron, and thus began the troubled times.
Uh-oh.
Long past are the seasons of plenty for Weepstone and its people, whose fields now sit barren, the people forsaken by the good fortunes they once took for granted. To the astonishment of many, Byron abandoned Weepstone Keep for a modest manor on a hill near the town, and forbade anyone to return to its halls. Now the town barely survives, mostly as an unwelcome stop along a trade route used by merchants too impatient to travel the hospitable roads of the south. Only the trapped or the desperate continue to call this bleak place their home. Our story begins here, on a night of ill omen, as the people of Weepstone have been called to the tavern for reasons unknown. Good people of Weepstone, I've summoned you here to discuss a matter of grave importance. My brother and your lord, Byron, has fallen ill.
You're making it seem like it's possible to not talk over every cutscene. Madness. Madness, I know. Audio only, unfortunately, but I can still enjoy the dulcet tones. Thank you. It always makes me blush. Lord Byron, anything but that. Fair enough. So far, this game has some just beautiful artwork. I'm really a fan of the look of this. Poetry humor.
He is rarely conscious. His nights are fraught with fevered dreams and terrible nightmares. The healers know not what ails him. In his half-waking state, he mumbles incoherently of Weepstone Keep, the castle that our father built, our childhood home. I can only hope that it is there where answers may lie. Are there any among you willing to delve into that forsaken place to find the source of Byron's torment? I will not lie. There is undoubtedly great danger waiting for any who venture there, in the form of both man and beast. While the keep and its contents have been forbidden since our exile, I hereby decree that any brave enough to take on this task may enter, explore, and importantly, keep what they may find within its walls.
An exile, huh?
Who among you will take up this duty? I need 6 volunteers. Please, I would rather not have my hand forced to choose.
I need 6 more volunteers. Okay. Starla Beverly. Starla's known the day she would die since she was a child. At least, that's what her cultist parents taught her. She ran away to avoid being the ritual sacrifice and maybe avoid her fate. Future class. Elf. The kid. No one's sure where the kid is from. He's never spoken a word to anyone. Only those new to town would be unwise enough to leave anything valuable unattended when he's nearby. Future class. Thief. Duggar Barnes, the town drunk, another thief. Duggar Barnes looks rough for whatever age he actually is, but depending on the time of day, only half sober at best. But Tugger will tell you that any day now he's got a plan to turn it around. Unavailable in demo. Okay, how many of them will be unavailable, I wonder? Tatum Harlow, the village idiot, a fighter. It would be easy to write Tatum off as a moron if it weren't for the fact that occasionally he's shockingly smart. However, the townsfolk have generally decided that every village needs an idiot, and sometimes they volunteer. Della Graham, a housekeeper. In her youth, Della was a housekeeper for Lord Byron's father, Rahl, at Weepstone Keep. She now spends her time gardening with her husband, Egbert, and is known affectionately as Ma Della to the children of the town. Okay, so a fighter, a cleric, an elf, and a thief. Go yourself, nerd. Yeah. Egbert Graham, a magic user. A cook. A future magic user. Egbert once served as the cook for Lord Byron's father at Weepstone Keep. He only loves 2 things, his wife Della and a perfectly cooked meal. Though mostly retired, he's been known to dust off his knives for a feast day. Unavailable in the demo. Ray Wyatt is a middle-aged dwarven blacksmith exiled from the capital city of Talesworth for crafting items forbidden by the Guild of Artificers. When asked about his peg leg, the story changes every time. Hey, Ms. Roy. Gotta run. Good luck test stream. Thanks a lot. So far, seems to be going pretty well. You enable Thorn, unavailable in the demo. Dalton Cockburns, another blacksmith holding a sign says, "The end is near." Unavailable in the demo. Unavailable. Unavailable and unavailable. So what have we got here? We've got a fighter.
Okay. What's a keep?
A dwarf.
I said I would stick to plows and horseshoes. But I still know how to swing a hammer. I'll go.
Guess we'll put the cleric in the front line.
I'll go. I'm not as young as I once was, but maybe my years at the keep will be of some help.
Where you go, I go. I love. You know that.
Let's send the sweet old couple to die. Woo! Exactly. In the back, we'll put an elf.
It is beyond me to make this choice. This path has already been chosen for me.
A thief. Oh. Well, let's take a thief and a magic user.
I'm always one to lend a hand, but I'll have to see what Della thinks about it.
We know the keep better than most, Egbert. It's only right we try to help.
So many characters. Exactly. I guess since you got a fixed set of characters, they wanted to at least give you choices. There's what, 7, 8, 9 possible in the demo, and a good 6 more. That's pretty good. Flare! Blue! Hey! Lovely to see you too. Hope life is being kind to you, and I hope you are doing very well today. It's been a while. Need one more volunteer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's take the elf.
It is beyond me to make this choice. This path has already been chosen for me.
I've been almost doing this test stream since I set up OBS last week. Now, for those who are familiar with OBS, the Linux version lacks the docs for chat and the activity stream. So I had to pop out chat from the stream manager in Twitch, and I had to change the stream information there. I'm not used to doing it that way, so... Well, I decided that Cornelia and I live in a cursed house with the difficult things that have happened while we lived here, but feeling cheerful. Well, that's good. Glad you're having a better time with Linux than you were. I am. I managed to get everything set up, including Plex and all my media stuff. It streams to the TV correctly, which is nice. It does better than the Windows version was doing. That's one of the reasons I tried to switch again, is that Windows Plex was just constantly a thorn in my side. Maybe it's the PlayStation 5 Plex app, but still having a really hard time with it. And I even got my development system set up, complete with .NET and Godot and the Ink plugin and everything I need to continue working on my game. So everything is pretty much set up. There are some little annoyances, but I'm learning my way to work through them. All right. It is done. Be brave and report back. All right, let's check out the keep.
And so the unlikely party set out for the keep, arriving at the gates just as the evening light began to fade.
Demos are so much fun. Seeing you play this, I've already added it to my library. It's pretty neat. Use WAS and D to move, and use your mouse to look around. Oh. It's free move. I thought it was grid-based movement. Well, still. Let's see. What's this over here? Just a plinth. Okay. Lion Scepter. A lion scepter. Metal scepter that calls to mind the Rawl family crest. It looks like it belongs to something. Okay. So, very explicitly going after the module style things, complete with a splash of color where there wasn't any before in the game. Well, except for the highlighted outlines. And this looks very much like the paper maps that came with the different modules. Alright. Introductory novice level. This adventure is intended for 6 level 0 characters. The members will be unskilled and inexperienced, so the party should expect to lose and replenish members as they go, with power maintained through powerful magic items.
One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. The left hand holds a small shield, while the right hand holds a lion-headed scepter.
Can we move the arm?
The arm seems to be designed to act as a lever and is already in the down position.
Alright. So, arm in the up position. We're carrying a scepter. Something behind there. Go ahead and do
One can
this.
only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. There seems to be something missing from this statue's hand, as though it's meant to grip an object.
I don't think I've told you. Cornita bought me a really lovely Christmas present. A calligraphy set with a proper dip ink pen. Wow, and 10 nibs and 6 colored inks. Loving it, such a joy to use. That sounds awesome. Dip pens are a lot of fun. That's right, party. You heard. You're expendable. And yeah, you know, this presentation is great. Use item. Metal scepter.
The scepter snaps into place with a satisfying click.
Alright. Full arm. Triggering a badly concealed needle trap. Okay. A dexterity ability test 45%. Ability tests are based on a character attribute such as wisdom or strength. The character must roll under a percentage based on the difficulty of the check. They must roll 30 or less. Okay. Sometimes a roll is done in private by the DM, so the player will not know if they succeeded or failed. Only 1 damage from the needle. It's like a mindfulness practice riding with one. You can see that. However, the arm continues moving. A small healing potion. Some items, such as potions and scrolls, are expendable. You use them, right-click them in your inventory, and select Use. Many items are only usable during combat. When an item is used during combat, it will end that character's turn. Alright. We've got 2 doors. Press M to see a map of your location. Yep, way ahead of you, game. I don't know that I'm ready for some stairs down just yet. See what's up in this direction. More stairs down. Told Carnudo about the game. Pretty sure he's going to check it out too. Yeah, it looks like it's really good so far. I wonder what combat is going to be like.
This stately but smaller hall seems to have served as a gallery of sorts. Crumbled detritus of carved busts and toppled plinths lie in shambles across the floor. The only remnants that hint at the original grandeur of this place are the large tapestries that still hang on the opposing walls, dominating the space.
Okay, a numbered room and some flavor text. Whoops. Having some mouse issues here. Alright, Western Mural. It's like a war party.
Before you spans a great mural dominating the entire stretch of wall. A man, most likely Ral himself, sits astride his great warhorse. He brandishes an outstretched sword at the body of a fallen foe, flanked by his imposing host. Depicted in the mural that spans the length of this side of the hall is the silhouette of a man standing in front of what looks like a calm pool of water. Though at first it appears to be merely a pool in a cavern, the exacting geometric carvings that decorate the hewn stone walls are of unsettling design.
All right. I like the fire effect. All portcullis.
The party lifts with their combined might, but can do little to move the steel portcullis. There must be another way.
I bet there's a lever somewhere.
This door is not locked, but it refuses all attempts to open it. No discernible sounds come from beyond the door.
All right. May as well try and break it down, I guess.
You attack the door, but fail to cause any significant damage.
Okay.
This door is wedged shut by the damp and refuses to open despite your best efforts.
I bet we can't hack it down.
Your weapons and inexperience do little to harm the stout door.
Barrel into it. When interacting with objects, you can change which character is doing the interacting. I've done this already, game. Okay, to me, you can barrel into it, though. A success. Wow. Only 25% chance. The sound of splintering wood fills the air as the door bursts open.
Though humble, these quarters were clearly reserved for a captain or leader of the keep's guard. The contents of this room appear mostly untouched over the years, as various papers and a book sit undisturbed upon a wooden desk.
It's the second time we've had a mismatch between the speech and the text. Alright, we've got a book. Captain's Journal.
My thoughts of late are greatly troubled, and my faith in our Lord falters. That priestess, Lerona, and her jealously guarded activities beneath the keep bring me great concern. If the captain of his lord's guard is not permitted to venture below to the Undercroft, one can only imagine why.
Okay. And an ink, some more papers we can't look at. Basic chest. Roll of lightning. A crackling parchment infused with arcane energy. When unfurled, it unleashes a bolt of searing lightning upon its target, doing 1d4 damage. Pick up, but let's give it to Egbert. Oh, it's a shared inventory. Okay, good to know. Everybody has some stuff. Okay. Can I get a reminder of what the different rooms are? No. Okay.
Spartan beds and matching foot chests hint at this room's use as a barrack of some kind. The ravages of looters and time have been unkind, leaving it in shambles. A makeshift structure built from bed frames dominates the rear of the chamber.
Right. Ben's rag. Spear. Rusty excuse for a weapon. The pointy end isn't so pointy. Maxim's hammer, 1d4. Rusty dagger. Heritage short sword. An intricate sword given at birth and intended to be used for her prophesied sacrifice. Let's equip this spear. Basic chest, a sling. Nothing.
The sound of small boots disturbs the quiet of the room as small figures burst forth from the haphazard barricade. They brandish crude weapons and seem particularly intent on defending their hideout.
All right. Combat. Here we go. First, we will roll initiative to see who goes first. Your dice are black and the enemy's dice are green. Choose action. We have use, equip, move, pass. Alright. So choose target. This one, I guess. Badly hurt. Tatum Harlow. Oh, Beverly. Let's do the other one in the middle. I love how the dice bounce off. Nope. A definite miss. This character's not in the front row, but they have a close-range weapon equipped. Click use equip to access your inventory. Choose the sim. He already has a sling. Oh, loaded teddy bear. Alright. Loaded teddy bear. The fabric casing of a stuffed bear filled with metal pellets. It swings like a flail. Now close the inventory screen. Can't do anything, right? Right. Pass. Fumble. Attack rolls must meet or exceed the defender's armor class in order to hit. Yes, we know. Oof. Double-clicking an in-range enemy is a shortcut for attacking with them with your equipped weapon. Okay. Magic scrolls are single-use items. Once used, the written spell vanishes. Arcane spell scrolls can only be used by magic users and elves. Divine scrolls are used by clerics. Your party members start as unskilled level 0 common folk. Their true class and abilities remain dormant until they reach level 1. However, since this character has arcane potential, elf or magic user, they can use arcane scrolls at level 0. Added a magic missile scroll to your inventory. Use it by right-clicking it and choose Use Item. Use this guy. Okay. That's a hit. good hit, too. Green? Environmentally friendly dice. Exactly. Sorry, I was really getting into it. Forgot about chat. That's terrible. Alright, at least it'll hit for 0 damage. There's a hit. Near death. Wow. That was a solid hit. The game being engrossing is good, though. It is. Near death. Pass and pass. Critical miss. Aha. Critical hit. Maybe XP gold. Oh, we're doing gold for XP now. 121. Some sacks and a chest. +1 dagger. We'll replace his rusty dagger with a +1 dagger. Pristine example of what a dagger should be. Alright. A lever.
A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep within the keep.
Of course. So, where were those bars? Up that away. Okay. Problem with my mouse? It's a little dirty underneath, but not that much. Switching to another window, it doesn't look like it's a problem.
A foul odor pervades this place, a smell so heinous it is beyond description. A sitting board runs the length of the far wall, with 3 openings. Despite the buzzing flies, you hear the faintest sound of rushing water that seems to be coming from the farthest hole.
And confirm there are modules which are obsessed with having latrines and things. I guess we really have to have one, but this is...
Peering into the opening shows a drop that leads out of sight and into absolute darkness, farther than any sane person would attempt to climb, unless, of course, they wished for certain death. You hear the sound of rushing water coming from below.
Toss in a rock. Climb in and back away. Let's toss in a rock. Back away. I'm not climbing in there. Not something I'm prepared to do. Okay. So we go up here. And here, then we're just in the opening room again. Yep, that's the problem. The game is not properly locking the cursor to it. So once I rub up against the left-hand side of the screen enough, my cursor's going on to the other screen. So sorry for winding it to the right a whole bunch. Hopefully that will give us some space to maneuver. Oh no, rogue cursor! Devs need more multi-monitor testers. To be fair, it could be a Linux and Proton problem. I don't know. Okay, we opened one of them.
The party lifts with their combined might, but can do little to move the steel portcullis. They must...
Usually, if you're doing a game like this, you would lock the cursor to the middle of the screen when it's not being used to point at things, so that you don't have problems like that. All right, so what are we looking for? Another lever? Did the lever show up on the map, by the way? It did not. All right, let's go and explore the down staircases. Looking at our stats over here, we're doing pretty well. No drop frames, pretty steady upload rate. CPU utilization at 2.2%, 60 FPS. Okay, that's going to get to be annoying. Two doors.
The large forge at the center of this room seems long dormant, but the smell of coke and coal still permeates every inch. Crates, barrels, and scattered ashes are scant reminders that this was once the beating heart of the keep.
Okay. Indentation. We don't have any item to put in there, so do nothing. Steel ingots. Dense rectangular bar of refined steel, ready for forging into weapons, armor, or tools. Let's get one. The bellows.
A filthy, disheveled man holding a knife cowers in the corner while eyeing you cautiously. Makeshift bedding and various personal effects lie in disarray. The smell is pungent.
What are you lot doing in here?
And ask you the same thing. We're on a mission on behalf of the Lord of Weepstone, or his brother at least. That's none of your business. I'd ask you the same thing, stranger.
Well, it's been raining a late. Old Creek needed to get me head dry.
There have to be safer places than this to do that.
Aye, that there are. Would that I were welcome in them. Yeah, I'm not welcome in town as such, on account of my, dark past.
Kind of dark past. We've all got interesting histories. What did you do? No need to explain. Surely it's fine. This is a long shot, but you're not somehow a ghost or the reincarnation of Ra, right? Well, there's no space for him to join the party, besides which. What kind of dark past?
My shame is too great. What can I say? But I've been exiled near on 20 years now. All alone in this world. Yeah, you two. Oh, and make sure you keep your socks dry. Trust me on that.
All right.
That item doesn't seem to work here.
Okay. Rectangular thing that I thought fit, but it doesn't.
The forge is not lit, so the bellows have no effect.
Okay.
You lean in, lighting the forge with your torch. It is indeed lit, but only just.
All right. So the bellows.
The forge begins heating up as you pump the bellows, but the embers remain quite cold.
Dominic, Persh, I'm so fucking happy to see you. You too. How are you doing?
As more air pumps into the forge, you begin feeling some heat. The forge is as hot as it's going to get. The heat feels good in this cold, forgotten place.
All right. So we've got a melting pot. Here, let's put steel in it.
As the steel ingot melts, the molten steel flows into the indentation and drains out through a hole. You seem to be missing something.
Okay, we need a form of some kind. That's what I thought that was. Not in this box. We can leave the steel ingots alone for another shot at it. I know it's been a while, Paris. All right.
The smith's quarters are Spartan and humble, but must have once been a comfortable respite from the heat and ringing of the forge after a long day's labors.
Friend provided me with a bunch of textbook PDF. Oh, doing some freelance learning? Sciatic acting up again, but I'm still in my Japanese grind. Ah, that's what the textbooks are for. I saw those in reverse order. The key mold. Wow. Well.
Yeah, I'm a daft blasted idiot. I just can't seem to keep my head on straight anymore these days. 1. Forge the armory key for the 3rd time this year. 2. Finish up Larona's set of fancy daggers. 3. Ask the apothecary about these blasted nightmares.
Okay. We didn't have to go far afield to find that form. Use item key mold. Pick up a steel ingot. Drop it in the melting pot.
As the ingot begins to melt, the steel slowly oozes into the mold. After a few minutes, the newly forged key is just barely cool enough to handle.
I think it would take longer than that. Yeah, because I'm playing a bunch of Uma Musume. It makes me want to learn Japanese again. Also because they do anniversary streams called Paka Live with announcements and stuff. Also because maybe we will travel to Japan someday. Also, it makes it easier to watch anime. All true. Alright, so now we have the armory key. Okay. Go over here. Through the starting room. We're still locked in. Up here. Over here to this door.
This door is not locked, but it refuses all attempts to open it.
Alright, not the armory.
The party lifts with their combined...
Still not the armory. Where is there a door that we haven't gone through? Oh. Head back this way. Game looks interesting, but why do the profile pics look weird? I don't know, they look pretty good to me. They're all in the same kind of black and white chiaroscuro kind of style. They all have the same lighting, which is nice. Didn't even see it.
This door is locked and won't budge.
Use item. Armory key.
Your entrance startles the large, scuttling creature that seems to have been nibbling on what remains of an axe blade. It rears up in surprise, emitting an eerie, chittering noise.
Not a rust monster. And it goes first. Great. Iron Belly. He just straight up destroyed her sword. No chance of survival. Also, there's no run. All right, 15 hits. 4 damage. Punch it.
Oh.
Oof. Alright. Sling. I thought double clicking the weapon was a shortcut, but. Badly hurt with the 4, and then. Use. The Scroll of Lightning. Near death. Use the sling. Ah, bug spray! Kill it!
The earthy smell of rusting metal and leather gone to rot fill this chamber that clearly once served as an armory. Mouldering armor and rusting weapons sit in chaotic piles, strewn without care and long forgotten.
Alright.
These
Corroded
weapons have
weapons?
been corroded beyond use by the Iron Belly's fetid bile.
Fair enough. Small shield. We can use that. Morning Star. Here, have a weapon. Rusty spear. Another small shield. Use that. And of course, lever on the wall.
A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep within the keep.
Well, at least we know where that did something. Alright. So, look up the stairs. North through here. A little bit west. Through the gallery. Oh. There's no saving in the demo. I have a feeling something is about to happen. We're through the front part of the keep, and it looks like a courtyard.
A large, barren courtyard opens before you, complete with mature trees and cobblestone walkways. As you cross the threshold, a sprinkling of pebbles and dust rain down from above. From atop the towering walls surrounding the courtyard, a group of screeching kobolds vault the parapets and descend upon you.
Yay for dog-faced kobolds! Oh, they won the initiative. Alright. Critical hit. Well, there's one character dead. R.I.P. Tatum Harlow, slain by a kobold. Ultimately, death is not unusual in the lands of Weepstone, and believe it or not, it's not all bad. When the people of Weepstone die, they convey otherworldly boons called mortal favors upon their friends and loved ones. Each character has a unique mortal favor. They vary wildly, and little is known of their origin or cause. In Tatum's last moments, his allies feel their perception supernaturally expand in an instant. Boundless knowledge bursts forth like a torch burning away in inky darkness. All secret rolls are now rolled visibly, and adjacent rooms are mapped through walls. second bit I'm not sure I like. Ugh. Just gonna get creamed. Zero damage, thank goodness. A miss. Because of the shield. Miss. That's a hit, though. All right. All right. Oh. Nice. The second two. All right, will move allow me to move in the party? So I can swap with the dead man. All right. You guys are rolling really poorly today. I mean this time. All right, one miss. Hit. Critical fumble. Well, we get another boon. Let's see what it is. The moment Egbert falls, all those present feel an intense mental explosion. Their vision blurs and is replaced by endless stars and infinite possibilities. All endeavors will convey plus 15% experience.